Yo, what's up? This is my first video, and this is my car. I know it's not, the youngest one, the nicest one, but I just love it. It's 2011 E92 RCI. Unfortunately, it's a diesel, but I used to use it for every day. I bought it with 45,000 miles on the clock. Now it's about 135, I think, something like that. It's in a winter wheels at the moment. It's a JR SL01, very light, 18-inch wheels. I think it's black matte color. Winter wheels, winter tires. Redestein Winter Pro 245/40 in the back. .225 in the front. Yeah, the car is a bit dirty, but it's a UK spec because I've been about 15 years in UK. I've got M Sport brakes on the M140i, 340 disc front, 345 in the back. I got this car about 7-8 years. It's a space grey color. The windows been tinted by the factory. They tinted in the front. It wasn't the original BMW, and it looks very bad. Yeah, got double exhaust, so it's 3 to 5D, the N57 engine. It's with the problems with the timing chain. But everything was done. It was fixed. The light's been tinted. Interior is nice for 135,000 miles. Still nice for that mileage. I think everything is quite nice. Got some rust on there, but it's gonna be fixed. Like I said, it's a UK specs. So the car is the steering wheel on the right. I drive it in Europe. The only change I did is my Punisher skull. I think it's gonna be, oh yeah, I can see it. Almost everything is from the factory. I've got the iDrive with the CIC navigation. Like I said, the steering wheel is quite nice. What I did is, the speed and everything. I've got the cluster change for a different color because I didn't like red. This is much nicer. In a long trip, you still awaken. Not like the red color when I drove it. It was like, falling asleep all the time. This is really, really nice. So I love it. It wasn't expensive and it looks really nice. The car looks, inside much younger. And I've got M3 surrounding, so it really looks nice. Besides that, everything is like it was in the factory, so that's okay for me. Like I said, with the engine, everything was done. New timing chain, everything, exactly everything. All the bolts, gaskets and everything was done. The oil pump, oil in a gearbox twice. What else I can say? Bigger intercooler, different, the intake pipes, aluminum pipes. About think. 5,000, no, not even that, about 2,000-3,000 miles ago. New new intake manifold was changed, because some people have been saying, oh yeah, this is the dirt and it's clogging the whole intake. Mine was okay because the EGR was switched to, I don't know, car at about 55,000 miles, so EGR was switched off. It was fine. DPF is still in the car, so it's still working, no faults, nothing. So the intake was quite clean. I can put the pictures. So the new manifold, the walnut blasting, and the car feel, I don't know, maybe not a big difference, but I can feel it, because it was quite clean though. So probably a back of 5, maybe 10 bhp and some Newton meters. Before the car with the intercooler, different exhaust, it was making about 224 bhp with the DPF still in, and 645 Newton meters. Now it's probably around 330, 660, 650 Newton meters, something like that. The gearbox got XHP stage 2. I want to do stage 3 in the future, and maybe a hybrid turbo. Who knows? I don't want to make crazy powers. I prefer, the reliability of the car. I love it. I use it for a long journey. I drove many times from UK to Europe, about 1,000 miles, and the fuel consumption was really, really low, even driving on the German autobahn. That's why I love it. You've got power, you've got great MPG. This car is excellent. If you want to drive fast, you drive fast. 300 plus bhp is enough for everyday driving. If you want to drive slow, you just put a cruise control, or I don't know, just put your foot on an accelerator and drive in slowly, wherever you want. It can be fast. It can be. I know it's not the fastest car, but it's okay. You can overtake without any problems. The driving, let's say 50 miles an hour, and you want to overtake 2-3 cars, it's just like that. So it's not a sports car, but it's really okay. We've got the LCI, we've got different paddle shifts, not like before. Steering wheel, multifunction. What else? I've got you can't see it. It's a Logic 7 Harman Kardon speakers. So yeah, it's all in English. I want to change it into, I love it. I love the English language. I like to use it. I don't want to forget it. So I watch videos on YouTube. Yeah, let's. Oh yeah, let's see the units, language, distance, miles. $140, 1.5. Jesus, it's quite a lot. I thought it's 135. I lost my counting. So yeah, the MPG is something like, oh yeah, let's see the MPG. $36.6 average. a long journey. You've got around 40, something like that, 45. So it's really okay. Yeah, like I said before, it has Harman Kardon Logic 7 sound system, but I removed the resonator and back box. It sounds amazing for a diesel with a DPF. I need the resonator again because it made some strange noises inside. The interior is, yeah, like here. I like it. Yeah, but that's planned for the future. What else? I've got the camera, the adaptive lights. What else? Brake energy regeneration. The ZF 6-speed, like I said, XHP. What else? The suspension. I used to have the M Sport with the ABAC springs, but the shock's been around for 60,000-70,000 miles, and a year after I put the ABAC Pro Kit, they've been gone. So I bought the Vogtland suspension. It was really, really harsh. It was okay in the corners, but I couldn't drive through the bad roads. I always wanted to change it, so after a year, the rear damper's been gone, so it's been replaced on the warranty. Year after, it was okay, but the front, I think, maybe not gone, but it was, banging all the time. So I decided to go a level higher and bought the Connie Sport, the yellow ones, adjustable, and left the Vogtland springs. On the softest setting, it was great. It was really okay, really, really good, dampers for the bad roads. I wasn't handling like I wanted to, so I put in 50%, and it was okay. And now I think the front is set on about 60% to maximum stiffness, and the rear is about 80, and now it's driving like I want. Beside that, I've got 15mm rear anti-roll bar with flattened, drive much better than the standard 13mm. The front is the M3 E93. The car drives okay, really nice in the corner, flat, but with that lowering, it's about 40, I think 45 down in front and about 25 in the back. I don't know why, but the drop links all the time are rip off. A year of driving, not even that. I used to use a Mile HD, but the quality is now really, really bad. So I used to drive 1 year. Now it's a year later. It was about 8 months. The first set it was 5-6 months, and the next set is about 2 months, and it started banging. So I got adjustable, drop links, about they're gone about 2-3 months after. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with that, because I love it, but I think it's so harsh that the rubber is so harsh in that sway bar that and the problem is maybe the electric power steering, it's too hard, and it's just ripping off your drop links all the time. So I'm trying to think that back to the standard 26 sway bar in the front and leaving adjustable drop links will be better, and just tighten the front shocks, so it should help. Because what's the point if you have a front sway bar, the big and stiff, but the drop links are gone? I don't feel it. After 2 months of driving, I think the car is just bouncing, so not for me. I have to change it. What else I've got? All the arms from the, well, not all, because you can change the bigger on the back when the shocks is mounted, but I've got the front LCA. I think the other one, the camber is nice in the front, and 2 in the back. I changed also about 60, I think more, 100,000 miles. Yeah, something like, it was 100 or 90,000 miles. There is a bush in that big arm that making your wheel to bubble. So if you change it, your car driving, completely different. So all the arms, all the bushes. Oh, and very nice upgrade is changing to M3 sapling bushes. It changes it, dramatically. If you drive it, you don't feel that, you don't feel that subframe bushing. Jesus, the whole subframe is moving left, right, up, down. Especially when you drive fast on the motorway and you find a dip and you just jump. You just hit and go straight. Before, when I hit it, I felt that the whole, the subframe and the whole back of the car is just moving left, right, in every direction. So I recommend it. So what else? I think that's all. Nothing else was changed. Everything beside that is stock. Yeah, I've got new, well, not a new alternator, but it was reconditioned. The new bearings been done because it was making some strange noise. Yeah, I forgot about new water pump and a thermostat. The thermostat is just placed like that with the holes in a water pump body. That if you try to remove it after about 130 something thousand miles on the first time I did it, it just break. So 3 bolts been gone, so I had to buy a new water pump. So I put a silicone now in the holes with the new one. So after about, I don't know, maybe 80,000 miles, something like that, I will remove just the thermostat, put a new housing, new gasket, and it will be fine. I don't need to replace the water pump again, because the water pump was okay. Another thing, about 120,000 miles, I recommend to replace Jesus. So yeah, like I said, 120,000 miles, new belt, and a vibration damper, that big wheel on the front of the engine. It might fail, so I prefer to change it with the timing chain, all that parts. Oh yeah, the valve cover, yeah, that was changed as well. It wasn't leaking, but I had to remove it to change all the timing chain and all the tensioner. So the guy, what he did, he put the new gasket, but he did it wrong, and it was leaking all the time on the DPF. It was smelling, like burning oil or rubber when the DPF started to, regenerate. So I didn't know what to do, because I was thinking, oh, my EGR is failed and gonna burn my car. DJI was off, so I was saying, "Jeez, it can't be that." So I check it. I bought a set of the camera, some small camera to check it, and I seen oil leaking on a DPS. I knew I need a new valve cover, so we changed it. It cost a lot, but it's fine now. No smell, nothing. So I'm really happy with that. What I have to do, like I said, I need everything done in the back and underneath, because all the the subframe is rusted, and then the floor. So I live in a salty country, so every winter I live in a country where the weather in the winter is terrible sometimes, and they put a lot of salt, so the rust is terrible. So that's how it is. So this will be done. At the moment I've got few things to do. I've got new brake discs in the front. I bought M4 E34 brake discs. I hope they're gonna fit. I just need to find a guy who's making brackets. Well, I did that because he sent me the rear brakes, because you can't put the performance brakes on the back or the M Sport without modification. So he made the brackets and everything for the rear calipers. I think it might made me the special special brackets to fit the disc from E34. The figure is 32 disc, but the hat is different. The hat is higher, so it's hard to fit it. I was trying, but you have to do some changes to fit it. But the disc is really light, about 1 kilo lighter than the standard one. Is wider. I think the cooling will be better, because the stock brakes from the 130 is okay, but it's not perfect. I think in this month or maybe next month I will have to change the drive shaft mounting. The two rubbers, the two donuts. That's how I call it. So I want to put the original BMW. I don't want to make any problems in the future buying some Fabi or Melee or something like this, the cheaper replacement, because the car was remapped, and who knows, maybe a hybrid turbo in the future. Like I said, 370, 380, up to 400 bhp, we'll see. So, and some, I think, over 700 Newton meters. So who knows? Yeah, I don't want to replace it again. Okay. Yeah, so you can see it in the daylight. It's dirty, but having this color is, even if it's dirty, you don't see it. That's a funny thing. Like I said, mud black wheels, transport brakes, whatever you call it. The wheels are nice, like the GR, very light wheels. They suit the car very well. The black color, and that's the summer wheels as well. Same company, just a different color. I think it's not blue or something like that. That's a great tactical good. Tractor. I love it. This car is small, but I want to keep the weight low. The car is not light, but it's still the lightest model comparing to the new coupes like the 32, well, not 46, but 1600 with the diesel. Not so bad. Especially the new cars, they're pretty heavy. Especially the new cars are heavier every generation. That's why You know, the car is handling quite nice.